This quiet, pretty village was once the setting for one of the most famous executions of a queen in British history. Intrigued? Well, don't lose your head over it. I'll reveal all in a moment. On today's show, it's my mission to help a retired couple find a slice of country life closer to their family, and they'll need to hold their breath for some breathtaking properties.
Do I sigh again?
I think you should, but maybe louder than you have before. Today I'm in Northamptonshire, in the village of Fotheringhay, which in the 16th century was dominated by a great castle. Today, only these ruins behind me remain. But it was here, in the Great Hall in 1587, that Mary, Queen of Scots, was beheaded on the orders of her cousin, Queen Elizabeth I. Now, eyewitness accounts from the time tell the gruesome tale of the executioner taking 2 blows with the axe to perform the deathly deed. And when he lifted her severed head to the crowd, her wig came away to reveal that her hair was cut short to the scalp. Well, dramatic deaths aside, this county is also packed with heritage that'll warm the soul. Landlocked in the heart of England, Northamptonshire is bordered by 8 other counties, including a tiny 19-metre stretch that's shared with Lincolnshire, making it the shortest county boundary in the country. Much of Northamptonshire's beautiful rural landscape has been shaped by farming, but also provides fantastic walking territory, in particular the 70-mile footpath of the Nen Valley Way that runs adjacent to the River Nen. The river flows serenely through many attractive villages and towns, including the historic market town of Oundle, whose impressive array of 17th and 18th century limestone buildings make it clear to see why Northamptonshire is known as the county of spires and squires. For many centuries, the main industry was the manufacture of shoes and boots, and this legacy has been preserved in Northampton's newly refurbished museum, featuring the world's largest collection of shoes at over 12,000 pairs. And with fascinating historic locations offering easy access to glorious unspoilt countryside, it's easy to understand why Northamptonshire is a shoo-in for aspiring escapees. House prices here in Northamptonshire vary across the county. Now, you may be interested to learn that a detached property will set you back £224,000. That's £27,000 below the national figure. But buyers beware, because property in the highly sought-after Golden Triangle, that's between Daventry, Towcester and Banbury, carry between a 10 and 20% premium. That's because they're in gorgeous countryside with good motorway links on the doorstep. Other hotspots in the county include Oundle, and for good value property, you should head towards the market towns of Wellingborough and Rushden. One thing Northamptonshire isn't short of is housing stock with style. The Midlands counties have a rich bounty of building materials sourced from the underlying Jurassic rocks, and it's the Northampton sand that contains the distinctive ironstone used to construct many buildings in Northamptonshire, such as this 4-bedroom listed home in Findon, currently on the market for £245,000. This region also showcases picture postcard cottages featuring the traditional style of thatched roofing. Known as longstraw, it's fixed and finished with decorative criss-cross lengths of hazel or willow called liggers. And at £465,000, this 4-bedroom thatched cottage in the village of Barton Seagrave is a particularly fine example. Throughout the county, many pre-20th century properties are made of pale limestone and mellow brick, and this lovely listed terraced home in the sought-after village of Cranford comes with an asking price of £235,000. Well, as you can see, there's certainly some great property shopping to be done in this county. Let's meet today's buyers and find out what they're looking for. Husband and wife David and Sheila share a passion for travel. In fact, their relationship developed from a holiday romance overseas. But when it comes to their domestic itinerary, it's not always been an ideal destination.
We've been married for nearly 38 years. All our moves have been based around work considerations. We've finally got the chance to choose where we actually want to live and not have to worry about being near an office or a railway station or a motorway.
They're both retired tax inspectors, so without the restrictions of work, the world is their oyster. However, at the centre of their world is their family, who all live some 3 hours' drive away from their current home in the Somerset town of Weston-super-Mare.
We never saw Weston-super-Mare as our retirement home. It was a stepping stone. Now that we're both retired, I retired 6 years ago, Sheila's just retired. We have a grandson living up in Northampton, and we would love to spend more time with him.
We'd like to be able to help out
We can
more.
be the nanny and grandpa who help out.
As well as being more hands-on grandparents, they're also hoping for more interaction with the locals.
So we would love to find a village.
The proper community that we can get involved in.
I think we miss the friendships, the camaraderie, the whole social scene of village life.
So the new house has to accommodate the potential for socialising with new neighbours and friends, as well as providing a place to stay for visiting family. And it also has to fit their recreational needs.
I'm very keen to get my knitting machine working again. I used to have my own little business, and perhaps that's something I'd look at doing again. In a perfect world, our next house would have 4 bedrooms and a study. That would mean that David could have his own study and I could have my own room for all my craft work and machine knitting. If we didn't have that, then we'd have a discussion about where I would be able to keep my knitting machine.
No, definitely not. My computer comes first.
And if David loses the battle, which I'm sure he will, then he knows the best way to let off steam.
For relaxation, I actually enjoy model railway. I got my first train set when I was about 4, which for many years, every time I set it up, we've moved and I've had to take it down again. This next move, hopefully I can then have a permanent trackway, complete with scenery, and enjoy a nice relaxing drive of trains.
Their house has just gone on the market and they've got all their finances in place for their Northamptonshire move.
Our budget for the new house is £400,000, but if you found the ideal house for us, then we might be able to stretch to £450,000.
Not only do David and Sheila desire a location closer to their grandson in Rushden, they also want easy access to their daughter in Lincolnshire. So our house search will concentrate on the serene villages towards the northern half of the county. I caught up with our buyers on the banks of the River Eye to discover a little bit more about the details of their move. So go on then, what are we looking for in this retirement house for you both?
Well, my primary concern, I'm a model railway enthusiast, and so I need something in the garden, an outbuilding, a shed, room for a shed to house all my collection of trains. Other than that, house-wise, minimum 3 bedrooms.
I love it. So basically you're looking for a shed with a house attached to it.
Of course.
Pretty much, yes.
I'll forget about what you want. What do you want?
We'd like a minimum of 3 bedrooms with a study, or 4 bedrooms where we could convert one to a study. I hate open plan kitchen diners.
It's a very strong word, hate.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is hate. I want a separate dining room.
Why?
I like to be able to shut it away when you finish the meal, and I don't like people around me when I'm cooking.
Oh, really?
I hate
How come?
people around me. I'm not a very good cook.
Right.
I like to make my mistakes in private.
She's better than she will admit to.
Oh, really?
I have to say.
Outside space?
Not too big, because we're not very good gardeners either.
What about the property itself? What do you want it to look like?
We've lived in 4 new builds, which are fine in their own right, but I like a character house.
Why are you smiling?
Because I actually prefer newer houses, so this could be interesting today.
Oh, right. So you want character, you want new.
Yeah.
Well, as always, we've got 3 properties to show you, one of them being the mystery property. I'm hoping you'll like all 3. Only time will tell. Let's get going, come on. For a top budget of £450,000, David and Sheila are looking for a 4-bedroom house that has the potential for both a craft room, for a knitting machine, and a games room, for a model railway collection. They have specified a separate kitchen and dining room, so no one can spy on Sheila as she cooks. And although they have differing opinions on the property style, they're both united in wanting a location within a thriving community. We have a variety of wonderful family homes lined up, but I'll keep our buyers guessing as to the price until the end of each tour. And as ever, we've got the mystery house, which promises to derail their initial wish list and take them on an entirely different track. For the first property, we're destined for the village of Gretton, which is practically equidistant from their grandson and their daughter, with a travelling time of around 40 minutes to each. Gretton is a pretty village situated in the Welland Valley, which still retains its stocks and whipping post, though fortunately they haven't been used since the mid-1800s. The streets are lined with idyllic cottages, where it appears little has changed for hundreds of years. And there's plenty of opportunity to mingle with the residents at the local shop, in any of the 3 pubs, or at the coffee shop. So that's exactly where we're headed. Morning, gents, ladies, how are you? Hello. Sorry to interrupt your coffee. It's a sleepy little village out there, but it's all going off in here, isn't it? This is where the party is.
It is.
I've got a couple of potential neighbours here. They haven't seen the house yet, so we're just showing them the village. So what's it like?
It's a fantastic village. I know.
There we go, we'll move in now.
It's a really good, kind, loving community.
So you'd recommend this village then?
100%.
We haven't even seen the house that they've got planned for us.
Oh, right.
But we're in.
But we love the coffee shop.
Well, I sort of retired up here from. I was principal baritone with New St as well as opera.
Wow! Do you fancy giving us a little serenade?
The pale moon was rising above the green mountain. The sun was declining beneath the blue sea. I'm not in voices.
Oh, it's brilliant. We'll leave you to it. Thank you very much, everyone. See you. All the best to you. See you later. And after a welcoming serenade, it's high time we got to our first property, which is just a short stroll away from the high street, tucked down a quiet lane. This is it. First property.
Okay.
Yep. Reminds me of a picture postcard.
Perfect mixture of old and new. You like the old?
I do indeed, yeah.
This bit's 1700s.
Just about right.
Right.
Yeah.
This bit for you. Your wing.
My wing. That would do
1990s.
nicely. Yeah.
Can you imagine yourself living here?
Yes, I can, but I'll reserve.
No, don't say but. Don't say but. Don't need a but. You just say yes, I can. That's fine. Yes, I can. But what?
I want to see the inside first.
Really? Okay, come on then. I'll show you the inside. This historic but homely stone cottage has been extended and renovated over the years, but still maintains its traditional charm. So let's see what David and Sheila make of the abundance of original features inside.
I think this is lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't usually like beams, but these are lighter than the ones you usually see.
Good
These are
headspace as well.
Plenty of headroom.
Plenty.
Yeah. Is this big enough for you?
Yes, this
Yeah.
looks good. Yes. I love the window seat.
Good. I was hoping you'd say that. It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, I really like that.
So if you did the conventional knitting, you could do it there.
Could do that, yeah.
But not with your great big machine.
Yeah. No, but I hand it as well.
Oh, you hand this as well?
Yes, I do.
Oh, so you'd be doing it there.
Yeah. Yes, that looks really nice.
OK, well, let's move on. Let's go have a look at the kitchen. Well, the beam theme continues through to the kitchen.
Certainly does.
What do you think?
Yeah. It's okay. I'm not sure there's enough storage.
You got a lot of stuff?
I'm known as the gadget master,
OK,
so we have gadgets all over the place.
right.
And I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
You've got
there's
quite a
enough.
bit of workspace here,
Which
haven't
is
you?
quite a bit, yeah.
It's not the work surfaces that's the problem. It's the cupboards, and I'm not sure there's enough storage space. Apart from that, it looks
Yeah.
fine.
And, of course, you wanted a separate dining area.
Yes, definitely.
Well, I've got one with a lovely view to show you. Come on.
Good.
What a sun trap.
This is lovely. It's so nice and warm.
A nice large area to it.
It's big enough for you two, but it's also big enough for the grandchildren and family coming to visit as well.
I wouldn't want to use this as a dining room.
No?
No, I'd want to use this as a conservatory and have, nice, comfortable chairs out here where you could come and sit and read the paper on a Sunday.
Back off the hallway is a large utility and storeroom next to a downstairs cloakroom, and an added bonus is yet another smaller reception room featuring double doors to the garden. This room could provide an alternative space to dine if Sheila could bear to sacrifice her much-desired craft and knit room. But of course there are options upstairs too. Alongside the modern and compact family bathroom, there are a total of 4 bedrooms that include a cosy double room kitted out for a young boy and a bright single designed for a young girl. But let's check out their potential room. currently this is the master bedroom.
Okay.
Your thoughts, please.
I can imagine lying in bed and looking out the windows. So, yeah.
Yeah. Again, storage is likely to be an issue in here.
Well, you've got another 3 rooms to store your clothes.
Might need them.
So, yes, well, we've given you a knitting room, maybe. Knitting room stroke dining room. We're still to find
still
somewhere
need
for
the
your railways. I could have the answer. Follow me. And this is currently a good-sized bedroom.
This is big enough. Yes, I can see. Walking in, little seat here,
Right.
controller, all the points, levers, and the rest of it, perfect layout.
Good.
Sorry, dear, you've lost your...
Do you want to bet? Your face is a picture all throughout that. We're painting this romantic picture of man at play, and there you're going, not having it, mate. You're not having it.
Yeah. No, mine.
Well, David seems sold, though I'm not entirely sure Sheila is convinced. Time to get outside and see if the price will sway her. So this is your garden. Manageable, I think, is the word.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good size.
Well, all this comes at a cost, of course.
Yes.
Let's talk money.
Okay.
What do you reckon all this is on the market for?
It's got to be 475,000.
475,000. How about you?
I think it's probably less than that. I think it's probably 425.
425,000. It's been on the market for 6 months. It's currently on the market for £419,995.
Okay.
Wow.
It's better than I hoped for.
Yeah. Well, why don't you go back in? You know, have a good look around and see if the rooms do actually measure up. I'll be by the front door, sunbathing.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Under budget at just under £420,000, our first property is a handsome character cottage with good options to fit all our buyers' hobbies, as they can take their pick from 2 reception rooms, as well as a large conservatory and no less than 4 bedrooms. The whole lot is set in an enviable location at the heart of an atmospheric village.
Very nice indeed. In fact, a lot of the house is very nice. I'm conscious that my wife is concerned about the storage areas. I know I keep on about I want my model railway, but it's been many, many years in the making. And it would be nice to have somewhere where I could just, without arguing with the wife, this is my room, or this is my shed, or this is my outhouse, whatever. So I think, on balance, this is not the house for me.
I haven't got any particular aversion to older houses. And in fact, I do like this house very much. I'm just not convinced it's big enough. Even though we're trying to downsize, I'm not convinced it's actually big enough for what we need. I don't think the rooms that there are here would adapt to our particular requirements very well.
Here they come. Ah! Seen enough?
Yes, thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
Right, come on. Let's get in the car. For generations, Northamptonshire's central location has played a vital role in trade and travel, transporting goods and passengers throughout the country. In the Middle Ages, the journey took them along the River Nen. Then in the 18th century, it was down the Grand Union Canal. And by the mid-19th century, they travelled on the fast track of the railway. Such was the popularity of rail travel at the time that an entire industry was developed to create small-scale versions of the new locomotives. And over a century later, enthusiasm for these miniature trains is still going strong. So we're better to send our model railway devotee, David, and his wife Sheila, than the Northampton Society of Model Engineers based at the Lepre Park, where they met up with Chairman Peter Squire.
Hello. Hello, Sheila. Hello, Dave.
Hi there.
Welcome to Northampton Society of Model Engineers. The origins of the club really go back to as far as 1933. Shortly after the club was formed, there are records of the big model maker in the town, Bassett Loke, actually attending some of the meetings and addressing them. And we actually have here one of his designs from the 30s and 40s. This was actually built by one of our members in 1970, and it's quite a fine example of those designs at the time.
And these were the model that everyone wanted.
Bassett Loke models had a fantastic reputation. They were available in all sorts of scales, from smaller than that to quite a lot larger, in fact a lot larger than those that we have here.
Before nationalisation in 1948, the country's rail network was divided between 4 regionally based private companies known as the Big Four. LNER standing for London and North Eastern, LMS for London, Midland and Scottish, GWR, which was Great Western, and SR for Southern Railway. The locomotives from each of these companies had their own distinct designs and characteristics, and allegiance to a particular railway tends to lie with the region in which enthusiasts were born and raised.
GWR, that's me. I love Great Western.
I'm the same.
Collectors are prepared to pay up to £50,000 for the most highly prized models in mint condition, and Vice Chairman David Holland explains the mechanics that make the machines move.
A steam engine is basically just a big kettle on wheels with somebody's thumb over the spout to generate a pressure. The fire in here creates the steam, which then, through the cylinders on the side of the locomotive, power it.
With the theory done, the real fun can begin.
And you can't possibly drive without one of those.
Thank you.
All aboard! From the look of intense concentration on David's face, it's full steam ahead despite the sudden change in the weather.
Here comes the rain.
Someone pass Sheila an umbrella.
Just what we need.
And let's hope we don't hit the rails when it comes to our next house. We're travelling 15 minutes south for our next stop, towards the small village of Stanion, which is just a couple of miles away from the larger village of Brigstock. In Brigstock, David and Sheila will find a good selection of facilities, including a convenience store and post office, 3 pubs and a tea room. And a short 5-minute drive away lies our second property. Now, our buyers were both concerned about the apparent lack of space in our first house, so we've really upped the space stakes with this second selection. But will it be too much?
First impressions are wow.
Wow.
Good.
Yes, it looks wonderful.
It was a cattle shed and hay store.
Oh,
19th century, yeah. It was converted in the 80s.
It looks lovely from the outside anyway.
So lots of character, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Can't believe it.
Yeah.
Again, the mixture of old and new, especially for you and you. I'm really pleased you like it. Should we go in?
Yes, please.
Both parties are enthusiastic about this spacious barn conversion from the outside, but let's see if the interior meets their expectations.
This is lovely.
Yeah?
I really like this.
Whoa, another wow.
Really? Oh, good.
Double wow.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's beautiful. I
Double
really like
glazed
this.
as well throughout. That'll be
Yeah.
good.
Lots of light because of these wonderful arches. So, can you imagine yourself in here?
Definitely. Yes, I really like this.
You feel free to think about it.
No,
Don't need to think about
Oh,
it.
really?
I like this. Yes, I really like this. I'll just take the rest of the house. This is nice.
And the lounge isn't the only place to kick back and relax, as there's also a conservatory kitted out with a few comfy sofas right off the dining area. It's not every day you walk down the stairs to your dining room. Uh-oh, it's that exhalation of breath again.
Can't believe you've done it.
This is superb. And yes, our table will fit in here.
Extended as well.
Yes. Lots of room.
Extended as well? Can I just check one thing out?
Yes.
Hold on 1 second, I'm just going to sit here. No, I can't really see you cooking either. That's brilliant. Yay!
You shut the door.
Yeah, exactly. Even better. Do you want to go through to the kitchen?
Yes, please.
Come on. Let's huddle round the island. That's your third exhalation of breath.
I can't help it. I am blown away.
It's lovely. Yes, I like the working surfaces.
Lovely,
Just
aren't they?
want
Yeah.
to straighten-
Lots of them as well.
beautiful. Yeah.
Do you think there's enough storage spaces here?
Yes, I think this is better.
Fantastic. Gosh, I'm sensing that you really like this property so far.
Yes, I really do.
Back in the main hallway is a cloakroom and a staircase leading up to 4 bedrooms. On this floor, there's a single bedroom, which could make a good study, and also 2 doubles, ideal for guests, grandchildren, or hobbies. There's also a 4-piece family bathroom and a rather grand master bedroom.
Goodness me, that is huge.
Do I sigh again?
I think you should, but maybe louder than you have before.
These are
Incredible.
beautiful. I think we'd get all our clothes in there.
I think yours would get in here no problem at all.
I was a bit worried about storage space in here, really.
This is fantastic.
You've also got an ensuite round the corner.
That's good. This is wonderful. I love this.
Modern enough for you?
Yes, definitely.
And
Old enough for you?
characterful enough for me as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what's happened so far, don't you?
Go on.
You haven't talked about knitting at all.
No.
You haven't talked about railways at all.
I know, but for a house like this, I might even give up the railway side.
Steady on, David. There's no need to do anything that drastic, as this grand house is actually marketed with no less than 5 bedrooms. The 4 bedrooms we've seen so far lie in the main part of the property, above the reception areas. There's also a self-contained studio-style annex that sits above the garage, which could be used as a bedroom suite, but in this case could make a perfect hideaway for boys' toys. This studio also has its own separate access from the outside. So this is a separate wing attached to your already massive house.
This is huge. You would like to move in here, would you?
I don't believe it.
This would be fantastic for your trains.
Absolutely. Oh, I can see it here, no problem.
Well, actually, there's another room through there that would have great office, great for the internet. You've also got your own loo here. You'd never see them.
Sounds like a brilliant idea.
I'm totally speechless. I can't believe it.
It's a lot of house, this, isn't it?
It's a huge house. It's absolutely massive. The one thing that worries me now is the price and whether we'll be able to afford it or not.
Do you think you will?
I'm not sure.
I hope so, but I fear not.
Well, we'd better not keep them guessing any longer, so let's get into the courtyard garden and reveal how much it's worth. OK, should we talk numbers?
Well, I think it's probably the top end of our budgets. I think it's probably 450, if not a bit more.
OK, 450,000
Yeah.
or more. OK.
Yeah.
Because I love it so much. 400.
OK. 6 months ago, it was on the market for £445,000.
Okay.
It's now on the market for £425,000.
Right. Okay.
So it's within budget.
The numbers are within budget.
Go and have another look around. Take your time.
You may be waiting a while.
Thanks. Go on, spoil yourself.
Thank you.
Again, under budget at £425,000, this wonderfully large barn conversion does a great job of marrying both our buyers' preferred property styles by tastefully combining the old with the new. It comes with the specified separate kitchen and dining room, and also has 5 bedrooms, including that incredible studio annex suite. In fact, with all the space here, there's no need to compromise on dining, train driving or knitting, nor gadgets or clothing. So I suspect we might just have hit the jackpot.
My first impressions of the house were, wow, this looks absolutely fantastic. I hope David likes it as much as I do. I think from his reaction since we arrived, it's pretty obvious that he does love it, if not even more than I do.
Wow, what a property. And that was just the outside. Inside, double wow. It just went from good to better to absolute best. I can't really see anything wrong with this property. It's right.
Tell you what, you weren't joking when you said you'd be some time. It's a lot of house to take in.
A lot to look at, yes.
Listen, I know you like it, so what I suggest is we don't even bother talking about houses tonight. We'll go back, regroup, start again tomorrow. How's that?
Okay, sounds good.
Come on. With the sun setting over the Northamptonshire countryside, the first day of a very promising house hunt draws to a close. With a budget of £450,000, David and Sheila are hoping to move closer to their family in Northamptonshire. So far, there wasn't quite enough space in the first property, but there was more than enough in our second. But still to come, could we be incarcerated inside the mystery house?
Shut all the doors, keep them all out. That'll be fine.
And I'll be fleeing for Northamptonshire's fields of gold. It's day 2 in our house search, and I really do feel like we ended on a high yesterday. Sheila and David seemed to fall in love with that second property, don't you think? It had huge rooms and a modern feel. It was an ideal family home for them. Well, it's by no means over. Bring on the mystery house. It'll really test their boundaries. Anything you'd hate the mystery property to be?
A semi-detached, Grade 2 listed, thatched roof bungalow on the main road in need of serious renovation.
Well, David will be relieved to know that it's none of the above. But being that it's the mystery house, we are taking our buyers right out of their comfort zone. We're going to hop across the county border into Cambridgeshire and head towards the village of Helpston. And although we're travelling further away from David and Sheila's grandson in Rushton, our final stop is only a few miles from their daughter. Helpston is a picturesque village that's won numerous awards for both its charming appearance and its community spirit. The village was the birthplace of the peasant poet John Clare in 1793. And local businesses include a couple of pubs and a convenience store with post office. In the heart of the village, the mystery house takes pride of place. So,
Okay.
this is the mystery property.
Right, it's bigger than I thought it was going to be.
She goes for size straight away. How old do you reckon that is?
It looks quite new.
This is a new build, you're right, 2008. The current owners actually built it, but it's been done in a traditional style, so we're hoping that you both like it for that reason. You wanted a new build, it's a new build, it's got character.
It has a stone feature as well.
Yeah, the stone's nice. I like this stone.
So first impressions, very good.
Looks very nice.
Oh, good. Let's go and have a look, come on. A very positive response. This 4-year-old detached cottage has an attractive traditional feel from the outside, but a thoroughly contemporary style inside. Come through here.
Nice. This is nice.
Good.
Not sure about the open plan though, because it's not a separate dining room.
It was going so well until that. I've been really worried. Thought, can we push you a little bit on that open plan living?
I'm not so worried, to be honest.
Good.
There is an element of shut-off there.
There is, isn't there?
And you could probably put doors on there, perhaps glass doors, to shut it off. But I'm not sure at the moment. We'll see.
Should we go and see the kitchen?
Yes, please.
Okay. It's through a door. You should be thrilled.
Why not shut?
Come on, follow me. Again, very bright kitchen. Beautifully done.
Yes, this is very nice. Very modern.
Good space. Yeah.
No one can see you cooking.
No, shut all the doors, keep them all out. That'll be fine.
Any negatives?
Same issue possibly over storage space as we had with the first one, but I'm not sure at the moment.
Hang on now, come on. There's loads of the stuff.
Yeah, there's more drawers there, aren't there?
Yeah, drawers everywhere.
Are any of these built-in appliances at all?
No, actually, all the washing machine, dryer and everything in the garage.
So that's effectively the utility?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's better.
So these are all storage?
Yeah.
Yes.
You could fill all these drawers, Sheila.
Yes, I probably could fill all these drawers.
Ironically, I'm sensing that it's character-loving David who's warming to this property, not the self-confessed modernist Sheila. Upstairs, the sleek finish continues with the family bathroom and 5 bedrooms. There's a box room alongside another single being used as a study. And there are double bedrooms, which both have single beds. Time, though, to check out their room. Come through to the master bedroom.
This looks nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Poke your head around there. Big ensuite.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
yes, good size shower.
Big enough for you?
Yes, no wardrobes.
No. There is, actually.
Oh, it's
Would I show you a room with no wardrobes? Would I do that?
you would.
Would I
Yes,
do
you
that to
would.
you, Sheila? That's plenty of, well, maybe not for you, but
No,
lots of storage.
Nowhere near big enough.
Right.
And the bedroom itself is very nice. I like the bedroom, and it's plenty big enough for our bed. There just isn't enough storage space in this one.
Sadly, cupboard space continues to be a contentious issue inside the mystery house. But they'll both be pleased to know the garden is another low-maintenance option, with a lawned area to the rear that has just enough room to construct a large shed for David's train set. Not the biggest garden.
No,
Not too bad.
Manageable.
I knew you were going to say that.
Nice flat lawn.
Is this big enough for you?
Yes, I think it would be. Yes.
Yeah, very good.
Should we talk money?
Okay.
What do you think this is on the market for?
I think maybe 425.
425,000. Okay, how about you?
Well, I was wildly over with the first property, wildly under with the second. I'm going to split the difference, 435.
£435,000, okay. Well, £425,000 was the figure when it was on the market a year ago.
A year ago, okay.
It's now on the market for £405,000.
Okay.
Right.
So it's the cheapest we've shown you.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
And breathe.
That is the challenge. Yeah. I can see that is the challenge.
Yes.
It is the cheapest.
Yeah.
And literally, you wouldn't have to do anything if you
No.
moved in.
No.
Well, it's food for thought, and it is starting to rain, so I think you should get back in there. And I'll be by the front door and that little sort of seat.
In that seat.
Yes.
Not getting wet.
Not getting wet, hopefully. Okay.
Right, thank you.
For an asking price of £405,000, the mystery property is a delightful stone-built character cottage, offering all the attractions of 21st century living. The reception areas have an open-plan feel, but the kitchen can be closed off to prevent prying eyes watching Sheila cook. There's a choice of 5 bedrooms, so plenty of room for guests and pastimes. And outside, there's a secluded, low-maintenance garden.
When we first walked up the drive, I wasn't even aware that it was a new house. From the outside, it seems to have the same old character as a lot of the other houses here. Inside, pleasantly surprised. I think that the major issue with this house that would be a stumbling block is the lack of storage space upstairs.
The mystery house is absolutely immaculate. It's beautiful. It's decorated exquisitely all the way through. But I don't think Aled has swayed my opinion of open plan houses at all. I think my view on modern houses as opposed to older houses has shifted slightly. I think probably because the older house we saw had so much more space in it. This house is lovely. It's a new house, but I just don't think it's big enough for what we want.
Lovely seat. Nice idea. Hey, listen, I think it's fair to say we've shown you 3 very different properties, so I think we should go and have a chat about them.
Okay.
Come on. When early summer approaches, Britain's countryside becomes a blanket of vivid yellow as the fields of rapeseed come into flower. First cultivated by the Romans, it's a defining image of our farming landscape, although rapeseed hasn't always been the pick of the crop. Up until the 1970s, it was intensively grown, mostly for animal feed but not human consumption. However, as the decades have rolled on, there's been something of a rapeseed revolution. So much so that rapeseed oil has now found its way into our kitchen cupboards. In Northamptonshire, this farm near Hargrave highlights how the use of this crop has blossomed with the times. Hey Duncan, good to see you.
Aled,
How are you? I've come to meet Duncan Farrington, who's the 4th generation in his family to run the farm. So what do you make out of rapeseed?
In Britain, 97% of rapeseed is used in food, and we would consume it every day. But also, rapeseed oil can be used in cosmetics, so ladies' lipstick, soaps, shampoos, but the reality is most of what we grow in this country is used for food.
And do you just use the yellow flower?
No, not at all. No, shall I pick a piece up? So here we have the flowers at the top of the plant. They're being fertilised at the moment by the bumblebees and insects, but if you look further down the plant, here's one.
Yeah.
That is the very start of a seed pod, and inside that little pod will be lots of little tiny seeds.
And it's these tiny black seeds that are harvested, then carefully cleaned and dried, before being cold pressed at room temperature to create rapeseed oil.
The press, what it's doing there, it's taking those little seeds and it's squeezing them through a hole they don't want to go through.
Right.
And as it's doing that, it's literally squeezing the oil out of the seed.
Right.
But that little tiny trickle, think of a bathroom tap. You leave your tap dripping overnight.
Yeah.
Well, that trickle adds up to a lot of oil. It goes 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
What's the long thing that's popping out the other end?
They're rape meal, or pellets, we call them. 2/3 of every seed is rape meal, and that we sell to local farmers, and they use it to feed their cows and their sheep and their pigs and things.
So actually nothing is wasted at all?
Nothing's wasted
That
at all.
tiny little seed?
That's it.
The oil is filtered through sheets of blotting paper to take out any seed husk. It's then ready to be decanted into bottles in its purest form, or mixed with other ingredients to make condiments. Rapeseed oil is a good source of omega-3, as well as vitamin E. How much do you produce in a year, sir?
Right, it's growing. In my very first year, I was the first person in Britain to do this, and we did 6,000 bottles. Now we can do that number every 2 or 3 days.
Well, this farm may have struck liquid gold in Northamptonshire's fertile fields. But for now, it's time to see if we've got the Midas touch with any of our properties. Well, I think Northamptonshire, let's not forget Cambridgeshire, have been very good to us. 3 lovely, unique properties. Let's talk about the first property. It had lots of period charm, didn't it?
It certainly went towards my side of the choices, the character of the property.
The conservatory was beautiful, and I think it was rather wasted being used as a dining room. Yeah, it didn't really work for us, did it, that one?
No.
Oh, come on, guys, you've got a cafe with an opera singer in it. In a gorgeous village with stocks.
Yes, very impressed with the village.
Yeah.
Really liked it.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that that house didn't really fit the bill for us.
What about the mystery property? Did we push you a little bit too far?
Yes, the mystery house...
Very modern.
It was very modern, and I didn't actually mind that at all. We've had a lot of new houses, and it was a beautifully decorated house. It was immaculate throughout. That one just wasn't big enough.
Really?
Really.
Well, we'll move on to the second property. I've left that till last because I have an inkling that you might like it.
I absolutely hated it.
Yeah. Good acting then, honestly. The Oscar goes to... and I'm glad you're sitting down because every room, this is you. You seem to fall in love with it instantly.
I couldn't believe you'd found a property like that. It's a hackneyed phrase about ticking boxes, but it did.
Yes, the second house had absolutely everything we wanted and some.
Absolutely, yeah, I couldn't agree more.
What were some of the highlights of it then for you?
The living room was absolutely huge. It was lovely. The dining room was perfect.
And then, when you thought it was over, it wasn't. There was another wing.
And that was tears to the eyes time, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hobby heaven.
Oh, God, I don't know how you did it, to be honest.
Was that too big for your hobbies, do you think? No.
No, I don't
Will
think so.
anything ever be too big for you two? No, I don't think so.
His railways will expand to fit the space, I'm sure.
So the house really seemed to suit you?
It did.
Oh, yes, very much so.
From the moment we walked up that driveway to the moment we walked back again, everything about it, absolutely fantastic.
So do you think you live there?
I could see us living there, yes.
Yeah. I think we go away, put the pennies together, make an offer.
Well, I can imagine you living there. I hope it does become yours. You've been very positive and great fun to be with, so I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
So the barn conversion comes up trumps. Well, it did give them the character that David was after, coupled with the modern interior that Sheila wanted. They both think that big is beautiful, and that second property gave them more than enough space for all of Sheila's clothes and all of David's trains. I'd say our work here is done, so it's time to get on board, blow that whistle, and get out of the county. I wonder where my ticket is. If I wasn't in such a hurry, I'd consider that mode of transport. Maybe not. See you next time on Escape to the Country. If you'd like to escape to the country in Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland or England and need our help, please apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.